this. So, and then I'll edit the back as well. That'd be great. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Jim Collison, we are live here at Heartland Developer Conference 2018. I'm here with my good friend, Ashish Pandey from Gallup. It's the first time I've been able to say from Gallup on these interviews. Welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, good to have you here. Let's get to know you a little bit. I know you a little bit, but let's get to know you more as well as the folks watching. Tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, what you do, those kinds of things.
Okay, so I'm Ashish Pandey and I work at Gallup basically now. It's a good thing.
Good. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, it's an awesome feeling.
Yeah. What team are you on, and what are you doing?
I'm at Gallup Access. It's a good team. I'm under Katie Barton and Trong. So yeah, and I do mostly identity server stuff.
Yeah.
Where you like the authentication and authorization stuff.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, the really heady stuff, right?
Yeah, the really heady stuff, that the base level
and the really important stuff.
Yep.
Like it's making sure the right people are seeing the right things at the right place.
Yeah.
In the right time, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And we have like good folks around there, like geeks, I would mention.
Yeah, I know. They're very
Working
good.
in Gallup like around 15 years, 20 years.
Yeah, lots of longevity there. Tell me a little bit about your session. What'd you come here to speak on?
I came here to speak on how a developer could understand in the web application security and prevent those attacks by concentrating more on the development and code practices. And if the architecture wants to change anything, they can use identity server or some protocols like OAuth 2 and OpenID Connect. So my session was about web application attack prevention and using identity server.
Yeah. So did you walk through? Did you kind of walk through the various modules? So say I'm a manager and I run a team that is doing this. What kind of advice would you give to me? And I don't know what I've never done this before. What kind of advice would you give to me?
Sure. If you are a manager and if you have started a new project, or if you're using legacy applications, I would see that you cover all the blocks or all the expert advices which are there already on the website to create your own architecture. But if you are a manager and you have started new, then you can choose the best of it from the budget, whatever is fixed to the teammates.
Yeah.
And you based on your project. If it is a financial project, that would be different. But if it is something,
why would a financial project be different?
Mostly financial projects are more secure, so they create their own big applications because they can fund that much.
Right.
So it's based on funding mostly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the manager definitely looks on the costing and the budget and the timeline and how they can quickly deliver to the clients.
So let's level set for a second. Tell me some of the components again. Like when we think about what do I need to be running? What needs to be in place to be able to use some of this? What kind of components? What kind of servers? What do I need to have up and running?
Okay. So basically you need to have your own like systems, the basic which you are planning first of all.
Yep.
Like, do we need Windows or do we need Macs and all those stuff? Then you should have the good resources basically in that specific field. If you are a manager and you need to hire those people, and then you need to have good resources, good talent, and then you could start learning those and giving those courses and making that thing clear that we are going to go this way. Then we are going to ask the clients about the architecture and framework and all those stuff, and then create a budget and then go with there. But basically you need to have you should have your software and hardware specifications first before coding anything else.
So tell me the major point, like what were you hoping to achieve in your session? What were the one or two major points you were hoping to achieve in your session?
My major point were two things. Like if you are using some old applications, you can switch it out. You can find some other ways to mostly secure them. And the other thing was developers should really concentrate on security, but not on the functionality. The functionality, because what I have learned at Gallup is that like you need to be thinking as a attacker sometimes to secure your application. So that's what I learned from the expertised people over there, experienced people over there. So specifically
for you, what are you trying to prevent? So what kind of security pieces, what what would be a scenario that you're trying to combat?
I'm trying to combat silly mistakes which happen from the developer's perspective, which could lead to data breaches, which could directly affect the client's data. We could prevent that, but it's not from like mostly it happened because of the authentication scenario where someone can steal the sessions and they can uh, be as that user and they can use that to get that data, some password credentials and all those stuff. So basically we are trying to protect our data. We are actually mitigating the attacks rather than completely preventing it, because there is no such thing where you can come 100% be sure that you could do that, but you can reduce it. And you can log, monitor, and notify to the head expertise.
Right. So what have you used? What have we used specifically reduce the footprint, right? The security footprint.
Yeah.
What have we used?
We used token services. So basically a token services can be expired. They know we don't share password credentials continuously. We have our own service. We have our own authentication as a service where mobile connect, where the laptops connect, where Mac connect, where Windows connect, and everything like servers connect. And we have different clients and like clients, I mean the client applications, I mean, and then you have your own mechanism for the authentication where you are not sharing any password credentials or any sessions. The even the token can be used by that same client and you can't morph it so that you could get into the system. That is nowhere possible.
In the old days, that used to be really possible, right? Because they would maybe an admin or you would have some credential, a service credential, and it would have a known shared password, right? That's out there that some of them never expired, right? That was a pretty common practice.
Some of them never expired. Yeah. And people used to literally, what I have seen in from the reports, the unauthorized access and the broken authentication are still like the quarterly report of McAfee. It just happened like in the July month, and it's still in the major vulnerability attacks. Now, if you see, we don't protect those things because of the legacy applications, I think. So the legacy applications should really think to get into good stuff.
A lot of stuff that's out there.
Security costs a lot, actually. Security breaches cost a lot to the company.
Cheaper to secure it in advance, right? Rather than to pay for the breach.
Right. Yeah.
What kind of questions did you get from the audience after you were done? What kind of questions did you get?
I think I haven't got any.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you must have wowed them.
Yeah. I think they got it. Clearly
good.
Better.
What were you hoping? What was the one thing, if you were just gonna, if they were gonna remember one thing from your session, what were you hoping they'd remember?
I think from the architectural framework, I would think that they go and see what the OAuth and OpenID Connect protocols are and how they can integrate. Even if they don't use identity server, how they can integrate into their application so that they protect their data rather than just lean it upon. But that is the architectural thing. But if it is a developer thing, I would like them to literally think a lot while coding, think as a hacker, break some stuff and secure them. That's what I meant.
Awesome.
2 things for
good.
People.
Ashish, thanks for taking the time to jump on. Super easy to get this done. Thanks for coming over. Appreciate it, and thanks for the interview.
Thanks.
If you're watching the video live, we'll be doing more videos here. Actually, just one more coming up right below this one, and we'll see you on the next time around.